Hello, hello, hello. I'm just getting everything sorted out here. Be with y'all in a minute. I got to get my camera where it doesn't have a heartbeat. Got to get all the little ducks lined up. Y'all know how that goes. Okay, I think that duck is lined up. Alrighty. Now, if you read the what is that? That is a description. Description. If you read the description box, um, Lisa will be here after a while. Of course, I'm wondering if anybody is here today, but it may just because I've only been live for a few little bit, but I hope you all are having a good Sunday. I'm going to just fiddle with this until a few people come in. This is the other cover, the second one. So I thought I would just play with it. Hi, Patricia. Hello, hello. I'm going to just doodle a little bit. Oh, it looks like I need to do the edges of this one. I haven't worked on this piece very much. Hi, Nancy. Tanya, no. No, I can't do what? No notifications. Oh, well, that may be why everybody was not here right in the beginning, because well, hello, Clint. Welcome. Hi, Patricia and Nancy and Barbara and Clint. I think you're new to my channel. I'm glad you're here. Susan and Nancy and Linda and Kathy. Oh dear, looks like I don't think you need to see my lovely jeans. We'll fix this. There we go. That's what happens when you use two different cameras for two different things. Anyways, if you read the description box, Lisa's coming on in a little while. Not right away. Your notification just came up. Well, I'm glad at least some of you are getting them. Linda, did I say hi? I hope so. Anyways, I am going to piddle here for just a few minutes until a few more people come in, and then we're going to do our little journal page. Barbara, it may be in some of the settings. I know people have said that there are settings that you can change. I don't know. It just seems weird when I get notifications and when I don't. So I'm piddling. Yep, I'm piddling. Yep, little book day. And then after a while, after Lisa has had lunch with her hubby, Lisa is coming and we're going to paint some fabric. We talked about waiting and doing it on Tuesday and Thursdays, and then we decided we would play on our regular live streams. That's a good idea, Susan. Oh, you don't get. I don't get them I get them on my phone, Barbara. I don't get them as an email. Oh, Kathy, I am using, this is called a Stabilo All pencil. It's an aquarellable. Let me spell it for you. Let me just put it here. I'll put it in the STABILO all. This pencil is designed to write on things like glass, metal, everything. They come in just a few colors. And they are water soluble, but once you let them dry, or once you get them really wet, just a minute and I'll show you, and then let them dry, they're permanent. So can you see what happens when you I might not have drawn right there well enough. There's my Lisa. Lisa's having lunch with her hubby, and then in a little while she's going to come and we're going to play. Oh, Mary's there. Hi, Mary. You're welcome, Kathy. I have a black one and I have a white one. Somewhere along the line, I think they have a brown one. I think Lisa has a green one. She might chime in there if she's not too busy. They also make what's called woodies, which are kind of a stubby pencil, and I don't know if they have the same properties. I managed to get a couple of these at an odd store here in town, and then I was gifted a couple, which has kept me from having to go hunt them. So, because I use it a lot. Does it say 8046? Just a minute. Glasses. Yes, ma'am. It says 8046 on it. Stabilo all come in black, brown, blue, green, yellow, and maybe red. They also come in white because I have a white one. And the white one is 8052. You can see how much I've used the white one. But that one says Czech Republic. The other one, yep, they both say that. So that must be where they come from. I will tell you that they're really nice because they write on anything. And then, like I said, when you wet them down and turn them into like the edging that you want, then they're permanent. $15.76 for a pack of 12. And yes, you will last, a 12 pack will last a lifetime. I do not believe so, Kathy. Hobby Lobby doesn't carry them. They are they're one of those things you kind of have to order. Probably Dick Blick would have them. Like I said, I got the ones I got here in town. I managed to find at this place called oh, wait a minute. It's a hardware store. It used to be a surf shop, and it's a hardware store now. Now, another option is to use your Inktense pencils. The thing about the Inktense pencils, they don't always write on everything. So, and they last a pretty long time. And even the way I use them, I usually keep several sharpened. And see there, I was gonna let's pull the white one out because it's the longest one. See, they're hardly even used. So, but I think there's enough of you here. I'm going to start my little journal project because, you know, I never know how long. I can always come back to this. Hi, Sherry. Lisa got hers from Amazon. So that tells you where she got hers. Those of you who are not familiar, Clint might not be familiar if you're still here. Every Sunday I work in a little journal, and it's just, this one is like 4 by 6, something like that, 4.5 by 6, and it's just a little junk journal. and I grab up stuff that is on my table, on my desk. Whatever's on here gets put on a page. Let's just hope we can find some stuff today, but I'm pretty sure we can. What it's like to be a bird. That's kind of interesting. That's from our making our, and I don't know that that's the page I'm going to use. I'm just grabbing stuff. I do like these little fuzzies that are on my table. There's a little, you never know what kind of junk it's going to be here. I like that. There doesn't seem to be a lot of colors on my table right now. Well, this is, well, so is that one. We could use that one if we wanted. This is a cleanup rag that was laying here. It's got some color. We might add some color. I don't know. Hi, Julie. Sherry, I hope I said hi. Hi. If I missed anybody coming in, hello, hello. Anyways, we work in a little, on this little journal, on some page somewhere, whenever we can. Let's put something in the back. One of the things that I agree with several people on is if you work from front to back, your book gets kind of funky. If you work in the front, in the back, in the middle, all over, it works a lot better. So I kind of think that I'm going to work on this. This is a kid's dictionary page, a page from a kid's dictionary. Lisa, was your lunch good? Is your lunch good? Okay, let's see what we got. I do kind of like this bird. Let's cut him out and see what happens. Yummy. Well, I had steamed vegetables, leftover steamed vegetables for lunch. So I will have, so I won't be so hungry. And Jeff just came in from the grocery store. The sweet man went after some stuff that we needed, plus my mama's coffee. Because when we went to have dinner with her last night, she said she's down on coffee. So, okay, so what it's like to be a bird. I kind of like how that goes with the dream. Oh, Mindy's here. Hi, Mindy. Oh, yes. I will tell you, though, Mindy, I was worse yesterday than I was Friday. I was really surprised at that. But then Friday, I was busy all day Friday. I kind of worked stuff and did stuff all day Friday. So I possibly overdid it. Or Friday night, I slept wrong. But yeah, I'm much less sore. And it's not been that bad. I got very lucky. I got very lucky. Of course, Jeffrey thinks it's funny that I fell over something that was just, sit there. Okay. That's just not. It's irritating when it comes up. The fussy cut flowers and other flowers into a bigger container. Still too small. Oh, no. You best start using them, Julie. That just kept popping up. I'm just having trouble with it because it's popping up. So we're just kind of weighting it down. Thanks, Mindy. It's not been bad. I've just got very, very lucky. What it's like to be a bird. I kind of like that. Just like that. Let's see here. Yep. There we go. This one's going to be easy. Hi, Mike. Welcome, welcome. Are you cold yet, Mike? Is it cold? I must say you have some very interesting commercials when you came in. Uh-oh, what kind of commercials? It's been a crazy month. I would think so. They weren't. Um, I hope they were, not inappropriate commercials. Lisa's going to come play with us in a little bit, Mike. Let's see here. Let's pick that up. We got to get these pieces down one thing at a time. When we talked to our son last, who's in Omaha, Mike, he said it snowed like a blizzard, that like a complete whiteout, but then it it really it really didn't leave any snow on the ground. So it was kind of odd. Okay, let's see here. Let's do. I think we better use the other glue with that. Dr. Squad. Oh my goodness. Okay. That's interesting, Mike. Mm-hmm. I'll have to take a look at that. Barely snowing and 6 below zero. There you go. That is one reason why I did not feel bad about leaving South Dakota. I honestly do not miss that at all. Okay, let's see here. We want that on this corner and this corner. Okay, come on. You're not supposed to totally hide behind there. There you go. Well, needless to say, we have not had any snow all winter. I'm just going to hold that. one day, oh, about a week and a half ago, we were out and it sure looked like it was gonna snow. And it's been known to snow here. So I think that circle needs some ink. Doesn't it, Lisa? It needs ink. The lawnmower 3.0 was the shaver. Very interesting technology. That's interesting ads. I wonder if it has to do with what you look at, though. Hi, Andrea. I wonder if all of the ads that come up on my channel are. I wish YouTube would let me keep the quality. I agree, Julie. It keeps changing on me too. I just wonder because, like, I know on Facebook, if Jeff's looking for a part for my car, and so I was looking on Amazon for the same part and trying to read it and stuff like that. So now, Facebook and everything else is showing me car parts. Missy's here. Hi, Missy. Hi, Imelda. Glad you guys are here. Okay, Mike. Oh, dear. Too funny. All right. Okay. Oh, you were saying hi to Andrea. Okay. I was going to say I didn't see her, but that doesn't mean anything. I can miss people very quickly. Okay, so we're going to put our bird in there. Where's our bird? Right here. So it's going to go under and over. Yep. The 100-day project, did you see they're starting way early this year? No, I haven't been paying attention, Mindy. I don't know that I'm going to do it this year. Hi, Barbara. We're supposed to, if we get to go, we're supposed to do some traveling in the next couple of months. And I don't know that I want to be committed to the 100-day project and then not do it. So I'm thinking maybe that I probably won't do it. Okay. I've done it 2 years in a row, and it's a long project, and it's not so much about doing art every day, because it pretty much do, but it's just a long commitment. They start a week from today. Hi, Teresa. Oh, just what you want is computer issues. You're going to listen and not chat. That sounds like a plan. I'm going to ink this. You know, one of these days there's not going to be any scraps on my desk and I won't be able to make a page. Are we listening to that story? That's my story, and I'm sticking to it, right? Hi, Karen. Sunny Sunday. Karen, Mike just said that it was -6 where he's at, and not and not that much snow. So I know about cold. Okay. You can do this, and you have to share the pies. Okay. Yeah, Julie, I don't think it'll ever happen. I don't think there'll be ever a time when my desk is clean. What Lisa and I plan to do today may be difficult because I have made such a small space. Okay, as always, I think it needs ink around the edges. Not as always, but as most of the time. So I think that one came out. I really like it. Came together real fast. Thanks, Andrea. Um, sometimes they take a long time to do and sometimes they don't. So now, if you read the description box, when Lisa gets ready to come in, we're going to paint fabric. So I'm probably going to go back to doodling and piddling on that cover until she comes in. I don't know. I think we may need something else right there. There needs to be something right there. On those occasions, you take stuff to the dining room. I actually cleaned the dining room table off this morning, Julie. It had begun to get piled up again. But I think something needs to go right there. And I had, yes, a little number. I'm going to put a little number on that spot. Well, even Amazon's running late. There was a package supposed to be here yesterday, and it's not going to be here till today or tomorrow. So, oh, I did put that away, and now this is just a book, the edge of a book paper, and I'm just going to, yeah, put this little number right there. If I can get it torn down small enough. Dry ice is very useful. That is tasty once frozen solid. True. True, true. Okay, let's put that messy stuff up. I'm being lazy. I don't want to get out the thing again. There we go. There. It's not as easy to ink something this tiny. I'm not a picky eater if it's something I want to eat. It depends. I don't like things cooked to mushy. Amazon told you your parcel would arrive Monday, but it came Saturday. Well, Barbara, I also had a package that wasn't due till next week, and it came 3 days ago and said that it came by air freight. So, a cup out of Canada. Oh, dear. Um, okay. Oh, this is a dilemma. We have to use this number though. I just turned this over, right? 365 or 366. I think we have to use 365, because it's a year. There. I like that better. Don't ask, I don't know why, but it needed that little something there. And I may need new eyes to get that pin back in there. It said a chicken pot pie. It's not okay. I don't know. I have not seen your glue stick, Barbara, but one of mine traveled over to the desk. I knew that had happened. Yeah, I like it. I'm happy with it. It's funny, like I said, sometimes they happen really fast and sometimes they take a while. Yeah, you're mad with power. It's clear package, but it's such a big package, Andrea. It's under the pile of paper. That's probably true. Sometimes my glue stick falls off into the garbage can. And yes, Julie, that's one reason why I use the art glitter glue. When I'm putting those little flower pieces down, art glitter glue works real well. Oh, Mike, that's uh-huh. Okay, today's date is 124. Okay, there we go. Yay. Hi, Janice. Okay, I'm gonna put that up. We're gonna play with this some more. Put that back there. And I have a few more edges to do before I start to doodle. These don't take long. I'm just following the edge of the pieces of paper and not very neatly. Okay, Karen. Found it. Where was it, Barbara? Thanks, Mindy. One of the things that if you forget to water these down, then you end up with it will pick up on your Posca pins. So it's something you want to make sure you get watered down real well. Hello, Jayworth. Welcome, welcome. Do you have a proper name I should know or call you by? Susan's back. So I used a piece of painted paper you glued in the front of the little book you gave me last year, and it came off. Oh, yeah, that was, and that was vinyl wallpaper. It's Jane. Okay, Jane. I am going to get my little list out and write it down, because if I don't write it down, I will probably forget. Lisa and I keep a list. Um, it doesn't mean we remember, but it means we try to remember. I just finished my little page. A piece of paper I pulled out was present time from the thesaurus. Oh, how fun! Okay, Lisa's getting some more tea and moving to the studio. So she's on her way. She's all prepped and ready. And if you guys are new, don't forget that tonight they're doing journaling by fives. And Lisa is going to be one of the players. I think she's the third step. Well, you're most welcome, Jane. This is a cover. I'm just doodling on, so that because I'm waiting for Lisa to come in. Whose hop is it? It's one of Mary's hops, Andrea. Um, it's the, isn't it the fourth Sunday or the third Sunday art hop? They're doing journaling by fives. Um, it's Mary's standard Sunday hop, whichever, whether it's the fourth Sunday or the third Sunday, I don't remember. Because I stream on Sundays, it makes it very hard to be involved in her Sunday hop, because I'm on here sometimes for like 4 hours, and then to have another time frame later, it's just too much for me. So I do the Friday hop instead of the Sunday one. So it's just one of those things. I just knew I could not accomplish everything I wanted to do. So um, I was lucky that Mary had a spot in her Friday hop for me, which I really appreciated. It starts with Mary at 4:30, and she's starting it. Yes, Tanya's fourth Sunday art hop. Thank you very, very much, Barbara. I was thinking it was fourth Sunday, but yes, Lisa is the third step in the second half of the hop. They did it this morning, I think, and then they took a break and they're doing it again. And there was five, and then there'll be another five, because there's 5 steps to the journaling by fives. Oh boy, I just laid my hand in all that mess. Made a mess. You want to make sure everything's dry before you lay your hand on it. Barbara's doing the whole thing tonight. She has a new book already. Yay! Oh, Andrea, you hadn't seen what journaling by fives was before? Today's hop is only this evening, starting at 4. Oh, okay. Okay, it starts at 4:30 and it goes through for 10 half hours. Okay. Thank you, Barbara. I'm going to go over here where it should be more dry. Andrea, journaling by fives is very interesting. The concept of it. Now, the first time I did it, I did not have fun. The second time I did it, I really enjoyed it. I don't like working in a book that's bound. I don't like working like that even on a normal basis. You'll see that most of my books are done on single pages, and then I bind them together afterwards. And I found that to do journaling by fives and have 20 loose pages makes me happy. Oh, okay. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun to watch, Andrea. So, rather than turning a page and sticking something in, and because I don't use the heat tool, yeah, that kind of thing, it was a lot more fun when I did it my way. And that's the whole point, is to make art be fun. So that's what I have found for me, and that's the thing. It's all about what it is for you, not. I mean, honestly, this is for me. It's because I find this fun. It would help if I could see it better, though, because I need to put my glasses on. Yep, I did it my way. Yeah, unbound pages. And now in the little journal, I love this little journal. I love this. But I'm only working on one page. Hi, Karen. I only do one page and then I set it aside. I'm done with it. So the fact that this is in a book, this makes me very happy. When I do my bits of happy mail, having it in a little book, that makes me happy. I mean, the most I ever do in my happy mail book is like a little 2-page spread, and those books are tiny too. So it's kind of like all in what makes it fun for you. With Beth, and you only did 8 pages? I'm sorry, Julie, I missed it. Just a minute. I'm looking for it, Julie. In the back, you put a pocket that has a flip down and up, but trying to decide whether to glue the bottom bit. Julie, you kind of have to decide if. On my last one, I didn't even do anything on the cover. I was when we finished the pages, I was finished. But it all depends on whether or not you want to stick stuff in it. Barbara Clark is her channel name. Yeah. If you want to stick stuff in it, then you need a pocket, Julie. I can definitely see that. Oh, Karen, this is actually this is the cover for my Totally Junk journal. It's the outside cover. It I've turned it into a traveler's notebook style cover. It was a brown paper bag that is covered with security envelope pieces, and it's Mod Podged. And I can't tell you exactly when we did this, but in the fall, late in the fall last year, on my Sunday Live. Um, so it's in the Totally Junk Journal series. Um, there's it's called Totally Junk Journal Round 2, and it's one of the latter videos in that series, in that playlist. And I actually showed how I did it. Is what I'm trying to tell you. But it's a base of brown paper bag, and then lots and lots of security envelopes. And I use Mod Podge and glue mixed about half and half. Matte Mod Podge and Elmer's glue all, and it makes it so it doesn't stick to itself, and but yet it's very sturdy. I have also done the same technique a couple of times with bright colored magazine and painty papers, things like that. And hi, Lisa. I will get you logged in just a second. And that has a base of, what do you call that? Wallpaper. Give me just a second, guys. I've got to do some little bits of work here to get myself together for Lisa. I don't have my headset on, Lisa. So you can talk.
Oh, no problem. I have mine on.
It just might, what do you call that?
Echo.
Echo. Yeah, echo.
Well, I remembered to turn off YouTube. I was proud of myself.
Okay. Of course, because it's decided not to work, right? Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's just not connecting by itself.
Well, I was carrying my laptop out here. It was open and on, and I had my mouse and mouse pad and my headset thing all sitting on top of it open, trying to carry it out here. My husband said, "Why are you taking it out there like that?" I said, "Because it's connected and I don't want it to disconnect." He just looked at me, but he carried it out here for me. So
Oh, he's so sweet.
he is. He
Wow.
doesn't want me to fall down trying to get out here.
Oh, well, I have to tell you, mine cleaned this morning. I mean, clean. Even the stove. He got out the stainless steel stuff and was cleaning the stove and everything.
Well, good for him. Well, mine
He's,
cooked me ribeye steaks, so I'm happy
oh,
enough with him.
I was going to say that's even better, I think.
It was yummy. Of course, it's not hard. Since he cooked it in the sous vide, but he does have to go
What?
through the browning stage, and all of that. But
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, it's delicious,
What?
juicy steak when you cook it that way.
Okay, what is a sous vide?
It is well, ours is like a cylinder, and you put it down in a big tank of water, and then you put your whatever food you're cooking. We mostly only do steaks in there. Sometimes we do pork chops or chicken, but mostly just steaks. But you put those in a plastic bag and put it down in the water, and then the sous vide circulates the water at a specific temperature to get your meat exactly how rare to well done you want it. And you
Hmm.
put it, at a specific temperature, and so you do that. Well, he browned it first, seasoned it, browned it, put it in there, and then it cooks for like 3 or 4 hours. and you got a perfect steak every time. So,
Sounds yummy.
uh,
I'm going to make myself big because I'm going to show these papers, or
yes,
not
dude,
papers,
all I got's white
this
stuff. So,
this fabric. I want to show off this fabric now. Um, I posted, and I'll go hunt the link again. In the group, I posted a link the other day to the video, but I'll get it for you in just a minute. To when I had done these fabrics, because this was actually one of the first videos I ever did. So it's an old video.
you notice how many projects she's made with those.
Yes, I was going to say, you notice that how much I've used them, right? Right. Oh, and
Sometimes the fun is just in the making.
that's right. And I had plans, but it doesn't necessarily happen. Also, that looks a lot lighter on camera than it is, but
It looks beautiful. I love it.
it's actually prettier in person. Let's just put it that way.
Wow.
I had a big chunk of this piece of fabric, and it was white, and it wasn't going to get used very much because it was a polyester mix. Okay, so I painted it. Now you noticed another reason I'm turning these over is because this was the side that was laid against the plastic paper, and this was the top. So you see there's a
it's
big,
prettier on the back.
Both sides are pretty. So,
Yeah.
it's all in what you what it looks like, and what you want to see. And sometimes you don't get that same difference. Sometimes you get it's more the same. It just depends on how wet it was and how fast it dries. Barbara says she'll use them in a quilt if you don't want them. They're a little stiff for a quilt, Barbara. That's I never intended these to be used as a garment or anything. I actually made them to be used as journal covers or pages or that kind of thing. Didn't just say that. Yikes! I might have just made my last quilt, maybe. Oh, so and
did you see what Susan said? She said she'd like to see Andrea and Holly do lives, and I'm assuming she means together. Flo's all like, do this, and Holly's like, I'm doing it my way.
Well, isn't that what I do to Lisa all the time?
Pretty much. That's what we do. Yeah.
That's what we do. I do it to her.
That would be
Lisa
fun to
never
watch
does
together for sure.
Yeah, Lisa never does it to me. Now here, this is a piece that's very stiff. Okay, can you hear that?
Oh yeah.
Okay, now I didn't wash these, and washing them in the wash machine with some soap could take out some of that. This piece I actually washed. Okay, and it is soft. This was my tester sample piece. This is, and then one of the reasons why I left this down here without too much paint on it was so I could see this is what it feels like, and this is just a little stiffer. So, washing it in the washing machine would soften them up a little bit, and they're not all stiff like that. So but you see one side is brighter. That's usually the top side. The bottom side is a little paler, but gives you both sides to play with.
Yeah. Which means, when you put them in a journal, if you put them in a journal, they would be fun to work on both sides. So
right, yes, that's kind of the thing. And I'll post the link so you can watch it later. But one of the things I'm going to tell you, Lisa, is that don't fill up your fabric. Don't over water your fabric. Don't over paint it. Leave some white space because there's enough water that they'll bleed together, and that gives you the softness. Okay, of your color.
I need to be told that because I overdo everything.
Well, you don't overdo, but you always cover up your white space.
I do. I am really bad about that.
And if you do, then you don't get that mix of tones. Couldn't you use fabric medium as your liquid and then be able to use them in quilts? Yes, you probably could, Barbara.
You
And
need to do that, Barbara.
there you go. The fabric medium does two things, guys. Fabric medium liquefies your paint more and makes it softer and adhere to fabric more. Not all of this paint will stay in this fabric because it doesn't have fabric medium. But that was not a concern because of what I planned on. This one is really pretty, and it's a green and brown color. But look at the back side of it. It's got these great
I love it.
things.
I love the green
Now,
and brown combination.
yeah, this has more texture, okay, because that's where the liquid sat against that plastic. So, and you notice I did a lot of them. So,
Yeah,
and
you did a bunch.
this is just about a white circle, I think.
Yeah.
It was either
Oh,
white
and
or
Barbara, yes, you need to do it, but you also need to make a video so we can see.
yeah. Yep. Yes, and hand dyed fabric. Now see this one again, and it depends on the paint and how much paint is in. See, that one's very stiff.
And these are
Okay.
all the same fabric, right?
All the same fabric, different paint, different amounts of water, most likely, because you know how you can't. I didn't measure, obviously, but it's all the same fabric. And you notice that this is a giant piece of fabric, and I don't have that much room anymore because I have gotten in here.
Well, I made my pieces about the size. Well, they're bigger probably, but similar to the size of my jelly plate.
Yeah, that's kind of, I got my pieces a lot smaller today. And here you can see where it didn't bleed totally together, but it still bled into the center. Hi, Kathy. I got just a couple more pieces. That one just does not, that one definitely is getting painted over. And this line right here is where the water went out and took that paint with it. So the paint different paints will travel in the fabric a little different. But this was a polyester blend. So that was one of the reasons why I was using it this way, because I knew that dye wasn't going to set into it. That no matter what I did, that if I wanted to like eco dye it, I don't know why I say eco. If I wanted to eco dye it was not going to take the dyes very well.
Yeah.
It wasn't, nothing was going to really dye it as well as I would like. And it was a big piece of fabric, and I really made these giant pieces because I was thinking about roughly 4 journal covers. See here?
Uh-huh.
That would give me, this piece of fabric would give me 4 journal covers.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, or 2 big journal covers.
And it still will, if you use it.
Still will. Yeah. Yep. So.
Well, I was just going to show y'all, I dyed with some butterfly PT.
Wait a minute. We got to have that big. Those are pretty.
Okay. This is, it's some kind of synthetic something.
So that took way better than I would have expected it in there. Well,
and all of these were darker, but I dried them in the dryer with a towel so they would dry faster. And so some of the tea, got sucked out into that towel, and luckily it was a dark blue towel, so it, nobody will ever know. But they're not as vibrant as they were when I put them in the dryer. But they still turned out really pretty, I think.
And the other thing is you're never going to wash them, so it will probably stay in just fine.
This is a piece of lace that I had. And I didn't know how it would do. In fact, I was afraid I might ruin it by putting it in the dryer, but it looks fine. And then this is just a sheet. And a lot of what I'm working on today is part of this sheet. But I do have 2 or 3 other kinds of fabric that I'm going to paint on too, because I want to see the difference in how they work.
I got out some different kinds of fabric rather than painting on the same thing. First off, Andrea, thank you. Yes, your thumbs are much appreciated by Minute Management. Thank you. And Teresa says, yes, and with 4 journal covers, I could surely share one with her.
There you go.
There I go. There you go. Um, One of the things I'm going to go in a minute and get that video just so everybody, I meant to put it in the description box and forgot. One of the things you really, really want for this process is freezer paper.
I think I've got cheaper freezer paper or something. Yours looks, I don't know. I got the same kind that I bought before, but I just bought me a roll to put out here, but it doesn't feel as thick as what I have in the house. It's like they've gotten cheap with it or something.
Let me see. This is a brand new roll of this stuff. I just got it a month or so ago. This is what I use, guys. I use Reynolds Kitchen plastic coated freezer paper. The deal is it's paper on one side, plastic on another. This sheet on the top, if you can tell the difference, you see the white, you see the yellow?
Yeah.
I have had this piece and I've been using this piece since pretty much since I started doing that fabric. I mean, since I started making videos. I use them over and over and over again until they get so nasty and this piece is getting there, or they get so many holes in it where I put it on my bulletin board behind me that it doesn't, I can't use it anymore.
Okay, well, we're using the exact same thing, but yours is a little bit different, and it may just be that this is brown. I mean, I just got this at the store the other day. But what does it say is it's, well, it doesn't have a thickness, I don't guess. I thought maybe it did.
No, it has a size. It's 13.9 square meters, 18 inches wide, but this is a 150-foot roll, and that may be why it's a different color box. That's a 100-foot roll. Yours is blue and mine is pink. I don't know.
And I think the one I have in the house is pink like yours, but this may just because it's brand new, because this was produced in 2020, but it doesn't feel as heavy as what I worked with the other one.
Yeah. And this one is pretty much the same. It doesn't give me a thing. It does say on the side of it, for arts and crafts, quilt appliques, every day, everywhere. They're using it to put in drawers.
Let's see. I don't know if mine's. Yeah, it says that too. So I guess it really is the same thing. It just looks, when I pulled it out, I thought this feels wimpier.
Yeah, it very well could be. You never know.
I need to go in the house and get a piece of the other and just check it and see.
This
maybe they got chinchy.
Yeah, I got this a couple months ago. So, you know, it's not brand new. I'm just looking at the box. I don't see anywhere on it that it tells me what kind of thickness it is.
Yeah, I couldn't find that either.
I will tell you it's made in Canada, but it's packaged in the USA. So does it say where the paper was made?
Just a second. Let's see. It says paper made in Canada. Yeah. Okay, well, it may be my imagination.
No, it may just be that they've made lighter weight paper. I agree with Andrea, Julie. If the pen is dead anyways, you can't hurt it. And I've had Microns or other pens go dry when I've never used them, so it doesn't surprise me. Now, I have gathered some very odd facts today to use. I have some of that. Now, of course, it's going to all be in a pile. I can't get. I had it all laid out there, all nice and neat. Why is it not staying nice? I have some little pieces of this very sheer, what do I want to call this? This is drapery fabric. I have some of the stuff the fabric from the wedding dress, so satins and things. So I
Uh-huh.
have different kinds of fabric out here. I also got this out. Um, is the double knit. I have a big old chunk of it, and I'm thinking on the jelly plate tomorrow night that will be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Are you planning to do anything to it today?
I probably will do something just to happens. I've got 4 pieces of it.
Yeah. Well, I've got several different things I'm going to use on the jelly plate. I've got this red that is like, it's like, I don't know if it feels like chenille, or
Hmm.
corduroy or something. I bought a bunch of that for Hannah to make a skirt out of at the thrift store, and so I kept some of it to use. I've got some denim. I've got some of this kind of rusty color, and then I've got some
Hold on just a second.
khaki.
Just don't hurt yourself, Julie. Well, I didn't get out any colored
And then
fabric
this
because
is
I
some
have
linen, and I'm not sure what this is. I'm not planning to do anything on any of these today. I'm
today.
just going to jelly plate on them tomorrow.
Okay, and guys,
Um,
did you hear that? Did you hear that? We're going to jelly plate on fabric tomorrow night.
tomorrow night on my channel. Be here. And then this is a linen napkin, and I dyed it with the butterfly tea.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna use that on the jelly plate too. I dyed it when I dyed the other things,
Thanks.
and these are all different fabrics. And then I've got I've got one of those napkins that's I've got these already kind of in each individually like this, so I can just move one and pull out another one.
Uh-huh. Okay. Mm-hmm.
And so I've got one of those napkins, and then I've got this that I think is also a linen. And then I've got 2 or 3, maybe 4 of these, and then I've got a bunch that's just sheet that I'm going to work on today. So,
Well, and I got this out for tomorrow night too. So,
ooh, that's pretty.
yeah, I just had a small chunk of it. It doesn't have any backing on it. I painted on it with the Inktense the other day. Last time we played.
Yeah, I thought I
Um,
remembered it.
yeah, so I got a piece of that out. So I got several things out. But I didn't get a bunch of colored fabric out because I have all of these painted fabrics that haven't gotten used
Yeah.
that are going to get jelly plated on. So, and
Well, you
of
can
course,
tell from the other fabrics I chose the kind of colors I'm going for, kind of darker. But I'm gonna use these paints today, and I'm gonna use these on the jelly plate because they're thin, and I think they won't make my fabric as stiff. Plus, I've
mm-hmm,
got a bunch of colors, and I can use the same colors today and use the same colors on the jelly plate, and they'll kind of all go together. That's my thought.
go together. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Um, one of the things you want is, oh, I forgot to. Oh, there it is. I can use that one right there. You kind of want a big brush, and you want something to put water in, and you need water because you really thin this paint down a lot.
How much water do you put in?
Um, well, you just kind of you don't make
About
soup.
that much, kind of like when you're cooking.
Well, see, I put the paint in and then I put water in it and I mix it with the brush until it gets real watery. And that's why some of them are different on the back than they are in the front because you'll end up with This is not going to work that way. I'm going to have to cut that piece of fabric in half. You should have seen me today in the dining room with my kitchen scissors trying to cut fabric. I was like, Tanya, okay, give it a rest. Go get the other scissors. I forgot to move my paints. Just a minute. I got to move this box. I'll be right back.
The other reason I chose these paints is because they're in a a container I could just stick right here.
Well, see, that's a good thing. Well, my paint is right here. I just I always have another box on top of it, and so it's a little harder to use. Okay, so let me. Yeah, you just kind of. One of the things that works is, I keep paint that has where the bottle is almost empty.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this one is almost empty. So, sometimes I put water in there.
So you just stir it with your brush?
I stir it with the brush. And if you get too much water, you go back and you, yeah, see that? It's really watery. Can you see that? Yep.
Like this?
Yep. Yeah, it just takes drips of paint. You see how it spreads?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I may just do that.
Yeah, I was going to say, we need at least one done like that. Splatter painted.
Uh-huh. Now that's interesting. Look at how the splats have squared themselves up.
That is weird. That has to do with the weave of your fabric, I bet.
Yeah, well, that's that satin.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's that.
Actually really cool.
Yeah, I know. And I usually don't rinse my brush out or anything because I had been making such big things. Dyeing classes and bought hand dyed bundles for a long time. Chicken leg meat. What is that on that piece of fabric? Just a little chicken leg meat. It's green palm leaf is what it's called. Okay, Barbara's going to swatch her paint palette for tonight. Okay, and I need a blue to go into that a little bit. Let's find yeah. Okay. Now see, here's where my problem's going to come. I didn't, before I just used up all of my paint at one time because I had such big pieces of fabric.
Yeah. Well, I got out 3 brushes.
Well, I didn't. See, that's all the paint I put in there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, very, very little paint. Now, that's because this is small. I used a little more the last time. Okay. Remember, Tanya, put the lid on. Put the lid on. Now, the other thing is, you see how mine is getting this little edge on here?
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's because the satin is attaching itself sort of to the plastic. That's why you don't want to pick this fabric up. You lose some of the design, some of the coolness of it if you pick it up off of that plastic before it's dry. Julie, that's one of the reasons why I've started not getting certain things, because, that same thing happens to me. Remember that this is going to bleed together, so you need to think about your color wheel and don't mix too many colors together that are going to make brown, unless you want brown.
That's why I chose 2 greens and a blue.
Mm-hmm.
But one of my greens is very pale, so it's working like a yellow.
And that's kind of what mine is doing too. And it's very, very, my color is really off today.
This fabric was kind of bunched up, so
my next one I'm actually going to do bunched up, so we're gonna.
Okay, I'm leaving it right there, just like that. I think it's gonna be pretty.
Yeah, because it's gonna bleed into one another. So, and now this is very light, so it may or may not need more paint later. Yep. Oh, this is making some really cool lines, because the fabric right there is not touching the plastic, but the fabric right there is touching the plastic. So it's making some really cool lines. And the nice thing about this is, once this dries, you could go over it with other colors. So that really does not show the color at all.
Yeah, my lighter one didn't it didn't show the color, I don't think, very good either.
That actually shows the color better. I can't see anything, but it shows the color better. I think it uses a different solvent. India ink alcohol based. I do not know. And I almost drank the water instead of my tea. At least the water came out of the tap and isn't bad for me.
Well, that's good.
Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, that was
okay?
good. Yeah, I just spilt. Well, it's a good thing those batteries aren't any good. No, I knocked over the silly cup. Okay. This is actually really pretty. It's very, very subtle. The more paint you put in the water, the stronger the color will be, of course.
Of course.
Uh-huh.
And I know I'm not leaving any white space on this one, but I'm wanting these colors to blend together. So I'm thinking, if I make sure there's paint always touching it, that they'll do that more.
Okay, so I have 2 of these smaller pieces of fabric. This is a curtain fabric, and I'm going to wad them up.
Okay, I think I made too much at once, because I've already done 2 pieces, and I'm already like, okay.
You got to really go easy with. I'm going to put more color in these, more paint, because I didn't get much color out of the last. You don't want a lot of water. Okay, so these I'm going to leave kind of wadded up to see what happens. Google says India ink is simply varieties of fine soot combined with no binders or alcohols needed. Hi, Mona. This is a lot prettier color once I added more paint.
Yeah.
So that's something to, if you get it too thin. Hi, Randy. Welcome.
Hi, Randy. Hi, Mona.
Because I got a lot of water in this green cup.
Okay. I'm going to add a little bit of more paints to these to kind of change their color. We'll see if that works. I don't know.
That does not have any what do you call that? It's empty. Fix. Oh, look up.
I added to this light green some of this metallic, and I guess it's a little bit darker, but it didn't really make a whole lot of difference. I think the metallic stuff's all stuck at the bottom. It's not actually mixing into the paint.
Mixing in. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to add a little pink to the blue and see if we can get a purple.
Okay. That is really green. I don't like it. And you can see this one, because it's wadded up, it's going to have a totally different look than the other one.
Yeah, it'll be pretty though.
Well, I wanted to try.
I don't know if you can see the pink is. It's like when I do this, it's not mixing in. It's just kind of sitting there.
Huh.
It's really strange. I can see tiny little bits of it, in places, but
that's right, okay. Susan. If it doesn't work, it won't. It wasn't working beforehand. The other thing is if this is not something I like, I can always paint over it.
Yeah, we're going to paint over them anyway.
Yeah.
With the jelly plate, so they're not going to look like this when we're
finished.
Yeah.
The biggest thing I can tell you is to make sure that you just leave it sitting on your paper that has the plastic, and just pick this up like this until it gets dry. Red and copper was so pretty. The blue and green is
some copper. I don't have any in this paint, so I didn't get any out, but I'm definitely going to have to.
Like leopard spots, kind of. What, Julie? We won't believe it. Yes, it's thinned down, and the thing of it is if you paint straight onto fabric with acrylic paint, it is stiff. The whole point of this was to make it a little more like fabric. But you see that spot right there that's really dark? That's where the water and paint has puddled on that piece of fabric. So that's where it's going to have a dark spot. So, and I didn't do any of my fabrics wadded up like this the last time. So we'll have to see how they do. I will tell you that they also take a while to dry.
Yeah, I was going to just stack mine up for a while, and then, so I've got them double, I've got paper on top and underneath, but I've decided I'm going to go ahead and lay them out, which means I've got all this extra paper. But anyway, I'm not going to worry about it, because I'm afraid they won't get dry by tomorrow night if I don't make sure they're all.
Yeah, if you don't open them up, they probably won't.
Well, I was going to open them up later, but I decided to go ahead and open them up now, because stuck down to that paper, it'll take them a lot longer to dry than it would if I was
Yes.
like hanging them up on my line or something.
Yeah. Okay. I mixed the blue and the green together because I wasn't happy with it. The green, but yeah, I like that a lot better. This is another piece of that satin. Yes, Randy, we're painting on material. Lisa has got right this minute, I think, a piece of sheeting, and this is a piece of satin. What I just painted a minute ago was some, well, it's polyester for sure, but it's drapery material. Bye, Andrea. This is from dress, and every time I drip on it, it runs like squares. It's very interesting. How the pattern pulls up. So, okay, take that.
Okay. I got to do something with that paint because I want to change colors and it's not going away. I can't get rid of the paint.
Uh-oh.
It's like still almost as much as when I started.
Yeah, it doesn't take very much on such a small piece. When I was doing those big pieces, what we just mixed was fine, but now it's not so much.
Not so much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. Okay, let's see here. I mean, you don't need very much water, that's for sure. Okay, I got one little drop of paint in there. Let's see how much water. Okay. Well, I made a lovely gray. Oh, it's kind of purple. Let's put a little more purple in there. Randy? No, not necessarily. First off, get to Lisa's channel. Give me just a second, guys. I can't see. I can't see chat when I'm over here getting Lisa's channel. So give me just a second. Control C. Randy, Lisa and I stream together quite often. And that's Lisa's channel. And, oh, Susan grabbed it for me. Thank you, dear. Must be the way I grabbed the thing. So I would go with Lisa's link rather than mine. But tomorrow night on Lisa's channel at 6 p.m. Central Time, we're actually going to take some of these fabrics and we are going to jelly print on them because we kind of have an idea for a project, but there's nothing set in stone yet. And you could buy fabrics and use it. You could use Barbara's got a bunch of hand-dyed cottons she could easily use for the project that we kind of have in our heads. But we haven't kind of finalized all that. We also just wanted to play. And we really wanted to jelly plate tomorrow night. So that is sort of the plan tomorrow night. I was going to pull video, my first video of doing, wait just a minute, where did that go? Okay. 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 One of the first videos I ever made on YouTube, was about painting on fabric. So, and that's the video link to that video. So this is just, this fabric, whatever fabric you do use, it's not going to be soft. It is going to be kind of stiff because it's pink. It's just the way it works. I am really liking how that blue, I put some pink in there, some kind of purpley pink, and so it's blue but it's pink, and it's separating on the fabric, you know, so it's doing a really cool thing. But these are not going to be soft. That's the thing. And if you jelly plate with paint on them, they're not going to be soft. So you have to think about what you might be going to use it for. And we're talking about doing sort of a journal with these fabrics, kind of like as pages kind of thing, on tags. They're kind of for our journal pantry, although, you know, not necessarily. The inside of my cup is pretty.
Yeah. Yeah, mine was too. I had a hard time getting the stuff out of the inside of the cup. I was like, come on.
I want to excuse myself for a minute and go speak at Jeff, because he was gone when I got on. I'll be right back.
All right. Trying to switch colors is not as easy as I thought it would be. And I really wish I had more of an olive green to go with this kind of brown color, because I think that I wanted to do some kind of brown and green, like similar to what Tanya did. Of course, this is not the same kind of brown, so it may.
Yeah, this because mine turned out like camouflage.
Yeah, this is a rusty. It's red oxide, but it's, so I'm thinking that'll be pretty with the green. It won't look like camouflage, but.
Randy, are you talking about what she's got it on top of, or are you talking about what kind of fabric she's painting?
This is a cotton sheet. This is the freezer paper, like Tanya's got hers on top of.
Yeah. The base of what we're doing is freezer paper. The freezer paper has plastic on one side, and you use the plastic side because otherwise you end up with fabric stuck to things. That is a pretty mustard color.
It is pretty. It's the yellow oxide.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I thought the yellow oxide and the red oxide and then the medium green is what I'm using with them.
Yeah.
I don't know how that'll work, but
I tell you, I just mixed a very tiny amount of paint this time.
Yeah. Well, I still mix too much, I'm quite certain, because it's less than half of what I did last time, but it's still too much. I need something that's not this big. and then maybe I won't mix so much.
Do they make those little solo cups in shot glass size?
Well, that's what I need.
I'm just using like 1 drop of paint and just the tiniest bit of water.
Yeah, I can tell I'm using way too much, but
this particular piece is really coming out pretty. I don't think you guys can see the colors that are blending together at all. Of course, the green is already started to dry. And you know, it might be better rather than using that big bottle to use my spray bottle to put it in there. Did we lose everybody in chat? Oh, that's pretty. Did we lose everybody in chat but Randy?
I don't know. It looks like it, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else, are you still there? Somebody talk.
Okay. I don't know. We may have lost chat altogether. Okay, I'm going to leave that piece just like that because I think it's really pretty.
I'm going to go over to YouTube and take. No, there's Patricia.
Oh, there they are.
Okay. Whew. Y'all had us worried.
And by the way, Jay Worth 2020 is Jane.
I wrote it down. I was so proud of myself.
Yeah. Looking up oxide craft paint. I think it's just the color, Randy. And the other thing is that she's using paints that came from Dollar Tree. We got them, I don't know, middle of the year last year. This is really pretty. Can you see where the different color lines are going to be?
Yeah, that's really cool.
Now, I don't know what it'll feel like on this satin. Thank you, Mona. I'm glad you guys are here. And that's all right. All of a sudden, there wasn't anybody there. And Deb, I'm glad you're here. Hello, hello. Oh, that's pretty, Lisa. And see, now don't keep painting on those white spots. They're good.
I'm just going to do a little more splats of this oxide, the red, and then I'm going to call it done.
Okay. Because believe me, while they go to dry, they'll bleed. And they will be so pretty when they do.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I forgot. I hope you didn't hear. Oh, okay. Well, you don't mind watching quietly. Okay. No, the second one you can watch with full-on noises. Jeffrey's watching football silently again.
Oh, okay.
Randy, do you the red oxide was it was a dark red. Several of the reds, I think there was 16 or 18 colors. Do you remember, Lisa?
I think you said 18. I don't know that I've got that many, but
yeah, I think by the time I got finished, there was 18 colors. Okay, so this is it's kind of a weird fabric, and I'm just going to kind of wad it up on here, and we're going to see what happens to it. And I'm going to kind of just use up my green paint because I'm tired of looking at it.
She wants to be through with the green. You can do like I did and go pour it outside. Of course, you may not have an old dead stump to pour it in.
No, I don't have an old dead stump to pour it in, but I probably, well, I shouldn't say that. I probably do. Coax Cable has removed 2 channels from our cable basic lineup, and one of them will carry the Super Bowl. Ugh.
They want you to buy more.
Randy, it's just the color of it, I'm pretty sure. I don't think there's that much oxide in it. I'm pretty sure it's just the color that they're calling it.
Yeah, it still says exactly what it says on all the others: safe, non-toxic, water soluble. You know, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't. The oxide,
Now,
I think it definitely changes the color. I mean, if you want to look at the, you know,
in
but
good paint. In good paint,
yeah.
but I don't know that it does in Dollar Tree paint.
Well, I'm just saying that's why they're calling it
Oh,
oxide, because it's got that color.
okay.
See, this is red, and this is the red oxide.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's adding a little rusty brown effect into the color, I guess is how I would say it.
Now, see, there's a puddle right there, and this fabric is not going to pick up that. It's not going to suck up because it's all nylon, polyester, or whatever.
So you'll end up with
I'll end up with a bunch on my paper when I pick this up because it's dry.
Yeah.
There'll be a bunch on this piece of paper.
Of course, you could also, once you get it all on there, you could smash down your parts that are up, and that would give a whole different, you know, it might get some of it up plus give different.
Yeah, or I might take a different piece of fabric and squash it on there.
Yeah.
Which I might do. Oxide is what's in rust, right?
Yeah.
So that might be it. Okay.
Hi, Janet.
Hi, Janet. By the way, Janet, I really enjoyed your little trip to town yesterday morning.
I did too. That was fun.
Uh-huh. I really enjoyed the look of looking at all of the art elsewhere.
We all need to appreciate the kinds of things we've got like that around more.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got stuff like that in my town. I don't even think about it because I just see it all the time, you know. But it was really cool to see yours.
Yeah, our little itty bitty town in South Dakota had something like 20 murals painted by different artists. Okay. Okay, so I got way too much green, but I can't get any purple. I can't seem to get it to make enough.
Well, I'm trying to use up the rest of these paints that I just did.
My spray bottle is way handier than that pour bottle because I can get just a little bit in there.
Well, that's probably a good idea because then you have less, you don't dump as much water in it like I did.
Yeah.
My spray bottle is not so handy. I really need to get me one of those good spray bottles. I never think about it when I'm out where I could get one. I always think about it when I'm here at home, and I wish I had it.
Well, somebody made the comment that they were about the same price on Amazon.
Yeah, I just need to go order one.
Mm-hmm. It's cool to be a tourist in your own town every once in a while. And that's true. Of course, when people come to visit us, we end up seeing all the tourist stuff because, you know, Pensacola is sort of a tourist destination, you know, and of course we have to go to the beach, which it is so funny. Jeff and I never go to the beach. Live in a beach town, but don't go to the beach.
Probably putting too much paint on here, but I'm just trying to get rid of it. I don't know why, because I'm probably going to use green over and over. I don't know why I think I have to change, because all I did was get a different green last time. So
And put more in it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just going to set that aside.
I have no idea what this is going to look like, so we'll find out later. But what we're going to do now, I think, is find something to wad up and suck up that. I think I have some more. No.
I don't know how these are going to end up looking, but if they look half as good as they are fun to do, they'll be good.
Oh, that's pretty, Lisa.
I think so. I'm glad I went ahead and I debated leaving it and not putting the yellow on it, but I'm really glad
I'm glad you did too. That's pretty.
And the colors are pushing each other away, which is fun.
Okay, so this is actually this was made into something. I have no idea what it was because it was in pieces in my stash of stuff, but it's I'm pretty sure it's organdy. It's organdy. I'm pretty sure it's cotton organdy, so it should suck this up pretty good. And I have so much paint on there that that's what I'm going to do, because otherwise it will be next week before it gets dry.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about the dryability. I'm going to have to leave my heater going in here just to dry these things.
Okay, I am going to take this one to the other room, and I'll be back in a second. I'm running out of floor space already, so. Oh, that is gorgeous, Lisa.
I love it. I love it. I'm glad I'm doing more than one piece with each set of colors. That way I have different fabrics with the same colors.
That's kind of what I was planning for this time, too.
Yeah. Oh.
Now we have an overpass or a bridge here, underpass. It goes under the railroad tracks, and every week somebody different paints it.
So you never know what it's going to look like, huh?
Yes, it's called the Graffiti Bridge. It's you can look it up on the internet. It's called the Graffiti Bridge. It's because it's only like 10 foot tall, and it's very famous for taking the tops off of trucks.
Ah. Well, I guess that way if you take the top off your truck, you have something to look at while you're sitting there waiting for repair for somebody to come tow you away.
Well, the biggest problem is for them to get it out once they've got themselves stuck in there.
Yeah. I tell you one thing right now, they're on I-40, they're raising all the bridges because they have the new regulation height is higher than it was when they built it.
Yep.
And so they're raising all the bridges like 6 inches, 8 inches, something like that. I'm like, it is such a hassle for 6 or 8 inches, but I guess 6 or 8 inches makes a big difference.
You know, they would be better off to dig out and angle the road down on the bottom than to raise the bridge. But the bridge likely needs to be replaced anyways.
Probably. And then you've got the problem that whenever it does rain here, it tends to flood.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Because Now, when we went to New York, 2 falls ago, when we took our own first and only trip in our new RV, um, we were going from Pennsylvania into New York, and it's actually
Ooh, I'm
can't
loving
remember.
that.
Isn't that pretty?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what to put with it.
Is it more green or more blue?
It's more green.
Well, I would probably put blue with it, but
That's kind of what I'm
yellow
thinking
would
about.
probably be pretty too.
Oh yeah, because then the blues would go together. My problem is that I don't have a nice yellow. The yellow I have is kind of funky. It's kind of bright. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, except I have that same oxide as you, the yellow one. What I started to tell you is that we tried 3 different directions to get through that town and could not get through that town because all of the underpasses were too shallow. It
And which
was
town
it
is
was
that?
it's on the border between Pennsylvania and New York. I'll
Yeah.
have to look
I
it up.
remember you talking about that, but I couldn't remember what the
It
town.
was the worst afternoon. By the time we got to my sister's, I had the shakes so bad I was in tears, and I wasn't driving. And of course, it was our first trip after having, 3 years of not being able to have any, camper because we had a wreck, and it was horrible. It was horrible. It was just, and the GPS didn't help a bit. It just kept taking us places that were not pleasant. So, okay, where is my Dollar Tree plate? I have it put away because there's my Dollar Tree plate. Because I don't need it yet is the thing. I don't.
Imelda, she probably does have some. Imelda's saying gold or copper with your green, and I think that would be gorgeous. But so would this yellow.
Well, and that's the thing is this particular yellow is kind of gold. What is it called? Yellow oxide. Yeah.
Yellow oxide, yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of a rusty goldy yellow, and I think that's what I'll use. I don't know. Well, we could try it with the copper. I don't know how the copper will mix up in the water. Let's try it. Okay, let's rinse out the brush a little bit. It's kind of like chemistry. This drop, that drop.
Yeah.
Imelda said the oxide yellow looked good too. So what we may do is do some of this copper and see how it mixes, and then and see what happens. And then we may try some of the oxide to splatter on it. Because I don't know that this copper is going to look very, oh, it does kind of look metallic. Yeah, we'll get some more. And then I think a little bit of that oxide will look pretty, that yellow oxide. We just got a few cheap $7 hookups from the dollars. $7 hookups from the dollar stores. And I've even used a safety pin and gotten local channels. Okay.
I'm going to have to run in for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay. Barbara, we wouldn't have TV at all if it mattered to me. Jeff's the only one that watches TV really, and quite frankly, the channels are so there's so nothing on them, so it's like the thing we pay for really is the cable, and I wish that the cable was just as good as it's supposed to be. It never seems to be. We've had so much trouble with it. It was out again the other day. I've fought it for over a month now. Now, one of the things watering this paint down does is it does not make it metallic. It's the metallic is kind of gone in it. It really does not look metallic. Now, it might when it dries, but I don't think so. Well, we don't have a house phone. Okay, Janet, sounds like a plan. I managed to get all of the videos from the hop watched last night. Watched last night. Between yesterday afternoon and last night. Oh my, somebody's in a hurry. Okay, Julie. But we don't have a house phone at all. Mom still has her house phone, and it's through the cable company. And the only reason she has her house phone is because it's tied to her security service. She has one of those call button things. Oh no! Oh, I'm in trouble. Oh dear! Oh dear! Oh dear! I'll be there in a minute, guys. I gotta clean up a mess I made. Not good, not good, not good. I'll be right back, guys. Just a second. Whew, okay. Oh, saved that one. I was taking the inside lid off of this, and I went to throw it in the trash can. It stuck to my finger, and of course, it went paint side down on the floor, which you know that that's not allowed. Oh, I'm so glad you enjoyed it, Barbara. Okay, let's see here. A little bit of this yellow. Yeah, you're right, Julie. Oh dear is right. We must not have that. Oh, there was enough. There's enough copper down in there that that's not really the yellow color. Let's put some more paint in it. Oh, that's all right. I kind of like it. Doesn't want to splatter off this brush. Let's see. It might dab around the edges. Hi, Sharon. There's 2-quart type forensics all the time. Oh. Once it dries, it may do more than I think. As far as the copper goes. Oops. Guess I really wanted yellow in that spot. And in that spot. We're going to have to just touch with the paintbrush is what we're going to have to do. Paintbrush does not want to have drips. It just wants to. Let's see if we can water it down. Maybe it'll drip. There you go. Hi, Nettie. There we go. Just not enough water to make it drip off the brush. So, and of course, the yellow and the green kind of make a brown color, which is kind of cool because then it kind of goes towards the copper. And the jelly printing on top of these tomorrow night will be easier because they're they've already got paint in them. I'm liking this. There we go. There's some more. Oh, there we go. I think that's it. It's got some extra paint. There again, like I said, when you pick this up, there's going to be paint on your plastic wrap.
Oh, that's lovely, Tanya.
I like how it came out.
I do too.
It would be very interesting with jelly plating on top of it. And you know, I'm thinking when I jelly plate, I'm going to do more very, very simple, like straight lines across and, you know, just real simple things that go over the top of it. Plus, after jelly plating, I may go back in and do like credit card painting.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking after the jelly plate, I want to do some stenciling and stamping.
Okay, well, we got to have another day for that. So
yeah, we do. Hi, Betty.
We'll have to decide. We'll have to decide if we can wait until next Sunday or if we have to do it Tuesday.
Well, I'm fine with going ahead and continuing to play with these projects on Tuesday and Thursday and putting off what we had planned.
Okay, that's the plan then. We're going to jelly plate tomorrow night. Tuesday and Thursday, we're going to play with these. Okay. That's the plan. Because, you know, I think they're going to be fun to play with.
Because we can.
Because we can, that's right.
Our planners are not the boss of us.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Thanks, Janet. I said our planners are not the boss of us.
That's right. Our planners are not the boss of us. That's true. Okay, I got to get down some more papers. Okay.
No.
What?
Well, the wind blew my fabric
Uh-oh.
off of my paper.
Okay. Let's get out one of those satiny pieces. Okay. So this piece is going to be a little bit flat and a little bit bumpy to see what happens.
All right. Well, I'm just using another piece of sheet.
Okay.
Mostly what I've got is sheet and then some of that linen. And in fact, I think sheet and linen is all I have. Just two different kinds of linen.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I'm okay with that because I have plenty of other fabrics that I'm going to use to mix with these. So
right. Well, that was the thing. I had all of those others that were very much like sheeting, just a little heavier.
yeah.
So I really wanted to play with the other things. And of course, I had already cut off of the wedding dress, so I had these pieces cut. This is where I had what do you call that? I ripped it right there. To rip the strips that we were painting on a couple weeks ago.
The ink tints.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
and it says, loved your painting in the hop and loved the golden acrylics in the flower.
Thank you. That was a fun project.
It was. It made me want to do a similar, thing on a clipboard, but I probably wouldn't use one, so.
Well, I don't know if I'll use this one. But
I had trouble a minute ago. I couldn't get my brush to splatter. It doesn't want to drip, so I'm like, okay, do I not have enough water in there? Just what? Hi, Mina.
hi, Mina.
And thank you, Barbara. There we go. That's what I want it to do.
Look at my paper towel.
Ooh, that's cool. Now I'll tell you what, you can make really cool paper towels washing up your washing the paint off of your paper.
Oh yeah.
Later when it gets dry, use baby wipes or paper towel and clean it up, and it will give you some really cool paper towels, because it's you clean it up and it ends up on there. It's very cool. Oops, that was a lot of paint right there. Okay.
Hi, Gail.
Hi, Gail.
You jumped in to let us know you were here, and we're glad you're enjoying what we're doing. And this red is very orangey, and I want a red, so I'm going to add another red to it, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I have so much green. I've used. Hi, Susie. Just put my TV on the football game. You must be Eastern time, Randy. Because I think Jeff said the football game he was going to watch came on at 2, which would have been just coming on. Okay. I finally used up most of that green.
That's better.
Now we're just going to let it blend for a minute and see what happens. Put some over here. Oh, yeah. It is really growing together right in there.
Yeah, this isn't dark enough either.
Let's do that. Clean out my, I'm going to clean out my thingy, my cup. I'm just going to.
Okay, that sounds good.
Clean up my cup. Okay, now we have another thing we could do. Let's take our cup and put this over there. We could spray this and see what happens.
I love it when you get excited. You sound so cute.
Well, I'm glad. Ooh. I like what it's doing. It's really running, guys.
Yeah, it is. It looks nice. Kathy says she bought that spray bottle and had no idea how strong the spray would be, and she blew her watercolor palette off of her desk.
Oh no. Yeah, they are not, they're not chintzy water. And I've had this one. Oh, I've had this one a long time. Couple years maybe. Okay, now here's the thing. It's going to keep bleeding together.
Oops.
Because it's so wet. And, you know, yellow and green makes brown, which is okay. But we're done playing with it. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Because it really could use some splotches of something else.
It could.
Yellow and blue make green, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's have a box of fabric. You've been at this for a while. Randy, dear, I don't have a box full. I have, okay, wait a minute. Let me count here.
She has a house full.
Yeah. Okay, there's 4, 8, 10 under this side. There's 12 under that side. 10 and 12 is 22. Okay, there's 22 boxes under this table. Uh-oh, see? It happened to me earlier. Uh-huh.
Oh. Well, I dumped my red, and I'm trying to clean that up, and then I dumped my green.
Randy, I used to sell sewing machines and teach specialty sewing classes, and I've sewn since I was 4. So, yeah, fabric is a kind of a very bad habit in my house.
Okay, good. That. Okay.
You thought yellow and green makes a lighter green. It does sort of, but it's also that I used this yellow oxide, Mina, and it's got some brown in it to start with. So that's, I think, where the brownish kind of tint is coming from. But yes, you're right. Yellow and green should make a lighter green, but instead it's making sort of a brownish color, but I think it's because the yellow is not a true yellow. Hurry, Lisa, put another cover over it. There you go. Yeah, so fabric, dear. And the thing of it is that what's under this table, it doesn't count for what's in the spare bedroom closet or sitting in the corner of our bedroom, or, you know, there is fabric everywhere.
Okay, this is not how this was supposed to look.
Uh-huh.
So we're going to give up on what the look it was supposed
Barbara
to
said,
have.
bad fabric, quit multiplying. Yes, it's kind of like rabbits, isn't it, Barbara? Now, I will tell you, the last time I took Mom to the specialty fabric store, I came home with nothing. I can go in Joann's any day and come home with nothing. Going to the quilt store is kind of hard, you know. Okay, I'm going to stop right there.
Okay.
I think it might need more yellow, because the green took over the yellow. But I think I'm going to leave it alone. Oh, Lisa, that's pretty.
I guess I'm into modeled look today, even though that's not what I intended to do when I got out here.
What did you intend to do? I'm
I
curious.
wanted blocks of paint or something similar to blocks of paint. Like I started this out, but then when I spilled this over here, it totally.
Okay, instead of water, put matte medium or your Mod Podge mixture into your paint.
But then it'll make it hard, and I don't want that. So
it'll make it much stiffer, yes. But if you put matte medium in it, it won't be as bad.
Well, I think I'm just going to be happy with whatever it does. I just
okay. All right.
I had kind of an idea in my head that's not turning out to be what happened.
The other thing is you're not leaving any white space between your blocks. So when they grow, they're how can I explain this? When they grow, they're shifting to where they're not blocks of color.
Yeah, well, I did this one that way. I mean, my plan was to have the blocks of red and blocks of green and put the blue in between them. Yeah. And let the blue grow into the red and into the green.
But it didn't go that way.
But then I spilt my red on top, and then I spilt my green on top, and so I ended up with it all encroaching, and I decided just to let it encroach.
Yes, that is the way you got to do it. Just let it do its thing.
Yeah. It has a mind of its own today for sure.
Randy, what's really bad is the number of quilt tops I have finished that have not been turned into quilts, or the number of blocks I have that have not been finished put into tops. That's pretty, corner.
That's where it encroached over there.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
Okay. But my when I don't put very much water and paint in these little cups, then my brushes are too heavy and that knock them over. And that's should be pretty obvious that's going to happen. But it didn't for a while, so I didn't prepare myself.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. I think I'm going to try. This is the linen. I'm going to try it all wrinkly like Tanya's. It doesn't want to stay wrinkly too much because it's kind of a sturdy fabric, but
it will wrinkle up more if you get it a little wet.
Okay. Oh, well, that's real good, Lisa.
Okay. Okay, what do we got?
I'm definitely buying me one of those bottles.
Oh, yeah, you really need to get one.
I really need one of those.
Okay, so we have this blue, so we're just going to start with the blue. This is another piece of the satin. This is actually the dress, not the lining. That's another thing, Randy. I cut up the, I've been cutting up a wedding dress, and so there's the skirt plus the lining. So both pieces are, you know, it makes it quite a lot of fabric, even though it didn't have a huge thing. Hold on one second. Jeffrey, would you mind getting me some tea? You can wait till the next ad if you need to. Oh, there's an ad on. Okay. The Tea Fairy. Thank you, Mr. Tea Fairy. I appreciate it. Uh-oh. She's very quiet over there.
Sorry.
That's okay. I just, you know, want to make sure you haven't fallen off your chair or anything.
No, I'm just trying to decide what I want to put on this. I've got some green that's got some metallic in it and some dark blue. And I'm thinking copper would be pretty with it.
Yes. Okay, I will tell him that, Susan. Susan says that you need to get your wings and a tutu. She still wants to see that.
Does it have to be pink tutu or my choice of color?
Oh, he wants to know, Susan, if it has to be a pink tutu or if he can have his choice of color.
I bet she'd be happy for him to have his choice of color just to see it.
Okay, well, I probably have some tulle in one of these boxes. We'll find it. You have no earthly idea what you have started, Susan. Yes, Kathy, he's watching football silently. He watches football silently even when I'm not online a lot of times. He doesn't like all the noise. He says sometimes it's just too noisy. Okay, we're going to go for definite purple with this one. Come on. Okay, so that one's dead too. Now, a lot of times I keep, and I used them all up. Let's see. With these bottles that you know have paint in them, I will put water in them like this and paint paper with them that does the first layer of like jelly prints and stuff like that. It's really nice to have that first layer. Nettie wants to see him in a it can be a football jersey tutu. It'd still be worth it. LOL. He's giggling in there, Susan. But it's nice to have that that base layer on paper when you go to jelly print. We have a noise outside. Can't figure out if it's someone with a deep pain or a dog howling. Oh no. Pete is giving me a schedule today, what time to eat and what time to go to the store between games. Oh, well, Jeffrey went to the grocery store before lunch because he was very sweet. He went and got Mama's coffee. so that I don't have to take her tomorrow so that I can get home so I can work. I have to take her for her eye shot tomorrow. And I really need to make beads. So,
So you should
well,
be
I
making
don't mind.
beads instead of playing with me tomorrow night. Is that what you're saying?
By after dinner time, I get too tired anymore. I used to go back. I used to work all morning, then do house chores in the afternoon, and then after I fed Jeff, he would do the dishes, and I would go back to work. But anymore, by then I am tired, and making beads when you're tired is not a wise thing.
No, I'd say that would be dangerous.
Yeah, it's a little dangerous. I tend to hurry too much and cause issues. So, and if I get home, I can make the beads in the afternoon, and the kiln will be shut off. The worst thing that will happen is my kiln will be going click, click, click when we get online, but I don't think it will be. It should be well shut off by then. All I have to do is get started by noon, and it'll be shut off by 4. So I really like what the satin does when it grabs hold of the plastic grabs hold of the paint and makes these hard outlines. That's really kind of cool.
Okay. I have no idea what that's going to end up looking like, but we're going to just let it sit like that and see.
Oh, yeah. And I'm stopping with this, with all the white lines in it, because I can already see that it's going to bleed across there. Because it's already starting to bleed across there really well.
Yeah, you can tell.
And that's partially because of this being such a lightweight fabric.
Yeah.
But Jeff wanted a loaf of bread, and he went and got Mama's coffee for me this morning. So I don't even have to do that tomorrow. So, but apparently there are 2 games today that he wants to see. So Julie's going to go outside. Okay, as long as if you don't come back in 15 minutes, we're going to somehow call your husband. I don't know how we would do that, but. Okay, this is what's really cool. It's right there in this spot. You see how the pink and the blue are getting together?
Yeah, I like that.
Uh-huh.
I've noticed, of course, I'm kind of doing that on purpose with mine, splotching them all. But I'm enjoying the way they blend in some places and don't blend in other places. And
we're just glad you came, Janet. Have fun. Enjoy dinner. Okay. Okay, now we have to make a decision. Do we cut up our paper? Yes, I think we will. These pieces of paper are too big to get on my desk anymore, but they're my big giant pieces that I lay my jelly prints on. So we're just going to cut them. So that we have more paper, because I have more fabric out here.
Sounds good.
The big thing is having enough room to lay out all this fabric. Where are you taking yours?
I've made some. I just splotched right where I didn't want to splotch.
Uh-oh.
I've made some places where I've set stuff on top of my piles. We'll hope that they'll stay up there. And I'm just setting these on top of those things that I've set on top of my piles.
Okay. Of course, you're piling them right now, right?
No, I'm not. I decided not to. I'm running out of spaces to put them though, because I had intended when I unpiled them to put 3 of them up here where I'm working. So the last 3 I may have to pile.
Okay.
But anyway.
See, this has got some kind of paint or ink on it, which might come off on my fabric, but I don't care. I really liked this fabric. We're going to do another piece of it. Okay, and because it's too big for my piece of paper, we will just kind of squash this end up, and I'll have a little squashed and a little flat, and we'll see what happens. Yep. The one thing I will tell you is that none of my fabrics are really subtle or Victorian or those kind of colors. Yeah.
And I really didn't. I wanted this project we're doing to be calmer than the one we're using as inspiration.
Yes.
But it's not turning out that way.
Well, but it might once we, if we put calmer colors over the top. Here's the thing. We need to probably mix our jelly plate colors with cream or white.
Yeah.
It'll tone everything down.
Well, I'm definitely planning to put
oh my
a lot
goodness.
of white in there.
Julie says, would you believe it? It is someone with a microphone singing along with something with a not so good voice. And hello, Bonnie and Clive. I don't know whether it's Bonnie or Clive, but welcome.
We're glad you're here.
Okay.
Okay. I'm leaving it just like that, Tanya.
There you go. See, look at it bleed out from the tan.
Yeah.
Now it's going
What's funny is I like how, the green on top of the blue.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if that's the metallic in it that's making it really, make specific spots, because I didn't expect that.
And it also has to do with how much water is there already.
Ah, yeah.
And don't count on it looking like that when you get done.
Oh, well, I'm not counting on anything
when
today.
When it gets dry, it may be totally different.
I've already
from Australia. Clive is my fat kid. Oh, well, then you're both there, aren't you, Bonnie? I didn't know that. I'm glad to know that. Okay, let's see. We got to have something, more. Okay, this might be what I should do is use. Okay, I've been using brighter colors. Maybe I should use this kind of color. Let's see. Do we have a and maybe this to go on top of it. Let's see what we can do. All right. Well, we'll have to mix some blue in with that to make it do that. Maybe we should put some white in there. Oh, I know. We'll put this in there. That's going to have a lot of paint in it.
I put too much paint, so now I have to add more water.
Too much paint will make your fabric much more stiff.
Well, I'm expecting by the time we get finished for it to be fairly stiff.
Right.
Pliable, but not soft.
Yeah, it won't be soft, that's for sure. Okay. I picked out some paints that were just a little less what shall I call it? Bright. They're more muted, more pastel.
Yeah.
I don't have a single pink like that at all though. Oh, but I have sort of a peachy color over there that might work. Tomorrow it's going to be hotter. Well, Julie, Mike was here early. You missed him, Lisa. Mike was. Oh, well, you might have been watching. He said it was -6 up there.
Yeah, I was watching then.
I thought you were watching. It just dawned me you were probably watching and eating your lunch.
Eating my yummy lunch.
Uh-huh. Ooh, that was not wise.
What happened?
Oh, I dumped too much.
Ah.
I may have to get another piece of fabric and soak up some of that. Actually, I have a plan. Let's see here. We will just take this piece of fabric and do this. We'll just soak it up right like that, like that, like that. Okay. The blue and green is going to mix all together. Ta-da!
That's going to be good.
Cat and coffee duty. Okay. 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Woo! Okay, so now let's see what it looks like. Okay. Oh, that's pretty, but I think it needs a little bit something, and I'm going to put this creamy color on it. We'll see how that works. Oh, that's pretty, Lisa.
Thanks.
And it's going to bleed together more than you think.
Yeah, I think I'm going to, for once, I'm going to leave it just like this.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
And I'm going to tell you what, this looks totally gray on screen, and it is blue and green, and you can sort of see the differences.
I can sort of see the differences here, but I'm sure it's not as they're not as significant as they are in person.
Yeah, I don't know what my lights are doing today, because they certainly don't. It's not really very pretty. Here he goes again. He's really having fun with that music. Well, there you go. This has in no way to do with the fact that my neighbors are Hispanic.
Oh,
they
dear.
are from Guatemala, but it is really hysterical listening to them do karaoke with Spanish accents, especially country karaoke. To listen to them sing country songs is so fun. We just love it. It is just they're awesome neighbors. They're, but it's just so hysterical listening to them do country wailing, especially Southern country wailing.
Probably more interesting than the original.
Oh, it's fun to listen to them. They haven't partied like that in a while. They're working way too hard, I think. They have 20 employees now in their business.
And wow. Bonnie and Julie are only 45 minutes away from each other. That's
Wow.
cool. Okay. Oh, gotta find a place to put this.
Yeah, that gets to be the problem. I still have a little bit of floor left. I think I have about filled up the dining room table.
Well, I have filled all of my spots but one, and then the other ones, I've only got 3 left, I think, ready to go. So the last 2 I'll just, well, no, one of them can go there. So I guess I'm doing actually pretty good getting mine spread out so they can dry. I'm kind of impressed, actually. If you saw my craft room, all you would see is a bunch of piles with flat pieces of painted fabric on top.
Well, there you go. That's exactly, mine is just the floor is just covered up. You can't walk through here very well right now.
Oh, well, I don't have enough floor to do that. So if I put anything on the floor, I would have to stand on it. So
Well, Jeffrey will tell you I don't have any floor left, so that's, I've kind of filled up the floor.
Okay, this is that linen napkin.
Julie, it takes us we're not near as big as Sydney. It still takes 20 minutes to get across town because of all the cars.
Yeah.
Also, tomorrow on Lisa's channel at 11 a.m. Oh, you're talking about 11 a.m. your time, right, Julie?
Yeah, because it's at 6 p.m. my time.
Yeah. And then what time is it on Tuesdays and Thursdays, Julie? Because we're going to keep playing with this project this week. We just decided today. We were going to do something else this week, and we changed our minds. Like Lisa said, our planners are not the boss of us. Okay, this is much prettier now that I put the cream in it.
Oh, good. Okay. You just gave me an idea for what I'm going to do.
Can we link Lisa's channel? Yes, we can.
I can't. You'll have to. Sorry.
I'll handle it unless one of my mods grabs it first. But I'll get it if I can't. If they can't. I'm getting it. I should have left it up there anyways. There is Lisa's channel. Oh, and
she said it's 6 a.m. Wednesday and Friday for her.
Yeah, 6 a.m. Wednesday and Friday. Yeah, it's a different day even, because it's Monday for you right now, isn't it, Julie? Okay, see, that is what I really kind of had more I wanted. I
like it.
It's very subtle, but it's very pretty. So we'll just have to hope that it dries good. Susie wants to know, have you made leaves on these?
No, but we're not decorating them today, Susie. We're going to decorate them on the jelly plate and then with stencils and stuff. So there will definitely probably be some leaves. They're just not today. Today's just backgrounds, basically.
Okay, we just have something else in common.
What's that?
Definitely, probably.
Definitely, probably, yeah. Yep.
I do that. I say that all the time. Yeah, that's why I thought, Julie, that it was probably Monday, and then yes, you're right. So Lisa's on Tuesday morning, or Tuesday afternoon, and then we're on Wednesday and Friday. Boy, that gets so confusing. I'm glad y'all guys have it figured out. I'll be right back.
Okay, when we get off here today, I'm going to go to Amazon and order me one of those spray bottles. Oh, this is ridiculous.
Yep. You should have done that the last time we had a play day.
Yes, I should have.
Yep. One of my first ones is almost getting dry already, but that's because I put it in the dining room on the table. So gotta get some lunch. So she'll just say, "Be right back." Okay. I wonder what I could do about this. Do I have white paint somewhere? Somewhere do I have white paint? Yes, I have white paint. Let's see what happens. Come on. Ooh, that was a lot of white paint. Okay, let's see if we can put just a little in this cup. Oh, yeah. Let's just do that. We'll just set this cup over there and not use it.
Okay. No, don't you dare.
Well, I have to figure out something to feed Jeff for tomorrow night's dinner so that it's done by 6 o'clock. So he might
throw something in the crock pot.
Yeah, that'll be what I do. Of course, that's what I do 90% of the time anyway. So he's used to that.
Yeah.
There might be enough. I'm making fancy mac and cheese for dinner tonight. There might be enough. I don't like to feed him mac and cheese 2 nights in a row, though. So I'll probably find something else. I might make some barbecue chicken. That might be what I make. That's right, Julie. A slow cooker meal. Mm-hmm. I got more paint up on my brush than I wanted. It's just stuck to my brush and I just taken it off. I'm just kind of trying to pastel out some of the colors that I was using. And that's kind of more pastel. It looks more like what I had in my head. Let's just dump you on there. There you go. There, that's kind of cool. Okay. Now, let's get some more of this little white because, we just messed up and got white everywhere. I will never use up all this paint when I only use 2 drops.
I was just thinking we could paint every piece of fabric in our house and not use up all our craft paint, considering how little you use.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Well, when you consider how much jelly printing that we've done and used up almost no paint.
Okay. I know, it goes forever.
Okay, these, I got 3 that I got to put water in and
Okay, where did I?
Paper with. Okay. When was I at your house? Kathleen, I don't know. Uh-oh. Julie ripped it. And why did I mess up your studio, Kathleen? Did I make a mess? Okay.
Oh,
We're going to let that sit for a minute.
I'm mixing up some white, and I'm going to splatter this and see what happens.
Splatter it with white. Okay.
Yeah. I thought
With
I
water.
meant to do it with cream, and then I thought, no, the fabric's white in the back, so I'm going to use white.
Mm-hmm.
Not that there'll probably be much white left on the fabric, but anyway.
Someone made a mess in Kathy's house, and she's not sure that she did it. She couldn't have, oh, that's pretty, Lisa. She couldn't have done it all by herself. Well, see, here's the deal. My husband is the neat one. Jeffrey is very, very neat. Now, that doesn't mean he can find things. He puts things away and then cannot find them. But he's very, very neat. So he cleans up, and then I have to hunt for it. That's how it works. Okay, I want more of this purpley color to drip on there. Oh, Lisa, that's gorgeous.
Okay. We will see how it looks tomorrow.
Yeah, because that's really pretty with the white splattered on there. And the white's going to grow. Kathy, I don't think that the things run and hide. What I think happens is that the gremlins pick them up and put them under other things. That's what I think happens to things. I swear to you, that's what happens to things. Lisa, you okay?
Yeah, I'm just I'm getting a little tired.
Okay, well, let's not overdo.
Okay, well, I got 2 more pieces of fabric, so we have to stay on long enough for me to at least do those 2 pieces.
That sounds like a plan.
Okay, that made it sound like that's all I have left. I have a lot of fabric. I have 2 more pieces cut up. Well, no, I have 2 more pieces in freezer paper. I have a whole lot more cut up. I just gave myself 13 cut up in freezer paper pieces to work with. So
the Florida gremlins need to go away. That would be good. Okay, come on now. How come this brush does not want to splatter? I wonder if this thing would splatter better.
I really like that one.
Okay, that works better. This is one of those silicone makeup brushes, I think is what they are. It's dripping the paint a little better. My other brush doesn't want to drip the paint.
Here's my first one.
Ooh, yes.
And it's mostly dry. That's good. Oh, it's all dry.
Yeah, you want to be sure that it's not at all wet, because if it's all wet, when you pull it up off the paper, you will change what's on the back.
Yeah, and it's very dry. I'm amazed that it's dry, actually.
Well, your heater's on, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So that one I can set aside and use its spot.
That works.
It works.
Yeah, we've
Leave
been at
that
it for 2 hours. Yeah, and I was going to say, I hope it's not too boring, but we're having fun.
I'll go ahead and show you this one because it's dry too.
Woo!
Well, it's maybe a tiny bit damp, so I'm not going to take it off, but it feels
Yeah.
dry. A few places feel cool still, so I'm going to leave it alone, but I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. Now, there's a lot of moisture in this piece of fabric because its little spots are really bleeding out into the other colors. So
The cotton sheeting is drying really fast. The linen is taking longer.
well, the linen has more density in its fibers, and that's probably why.
Yeah, it's definitely a heavier fabric. Plus, it's a more open weave, so it just holds on to the water better for that reason too. Okay.
Okay, I think it needs more blue now. Oh, back at it. Okay, let's put this in there.
I just added some red to the little bit that was left of my purple. And we're going to see.
Was that pattern already on it? No, that was the paint she used. Yes, Kathy, we're using watered down acrylic paint.
Yeah, and everything I've painted on was just white fabric. Everything
Okay.
Tanya's painted on has been white fabric, I think, hasn't it?
Yeah, or very lightly cream. The next piece I'm going to use is a piece of polyester. Randy, at 5:30 Eastern Standard Time on the Marialty A, there's actually a hop starting. One of my
A live hop.
Yes,
Yeah.
a live hop. Lisa will be back on her channel, and the hop is they're going to be doing journaling by fives, which is a Shannon Green sort of art journal invention, which is a lot of fun. And Lisa, what time are you on?
I'm not on till 9:10. I'm going to be in the second round of colors.
Okay.
The second round of it. And I'll be doing the third step of the second round, which is stamps and stencils.
Mm-hmm.
This is looking like I'm painting a flag, but I'm really not.
Yes, it is a great way. This is a great way to use up old paints, Kathy. I didn't have any ready, but I do keep watered down paints. I do this with paper, and then they have a base coat so that when I want to jelly plate, they already have a little bit on them. Okay, that's the white paint. Okay, I'm going to leave that just like that. Yeah, I don't want her to work too long. Can you say all the prompts? Dana says, hey, can you say all the prompts for the journaling by fives?
Paint and ink is first. Collage recycle is second. Stamps and stencil is third. Words and images is fourth. And pens and ink is fifth.
Okay. All right, I am actually going to put some paint on a piece of this. I I don't know how the paint will do on this. It's not about, I really want to try this on the jelly plate, really. This is really old double knit. I don't think anybody got Mary's channel, so I'll be right back.
Okay. Sorry, I can't do that for you.
That's all right. You're fine. Oh, it's actually all one word, isn't it? Yep, it is.
Thank you, Kathy. Be safe going to the store. Don't run too fast.
That's right. Okay, this is Mary's channel. Okay, this is where that channel that I just posted is. That's okay, Teresa. Don't worry about it. That, Randy, is where the hop will start this evening. That's the, and Mary is the, oh, Lisa, that is really cool. That is where the hop starts. Mary's the coordinator for the hop. So that's where the hop will start tonight. Okay, so this is just white paint. So I think we'll just put in some water. Well, it looks like it's got some cream paint in there too. My little spray bottle's going to run out of paint. Mary is who has been coordinating the fourth Sunday art hop. What was yesterday? Was yesterday the fourth Saturday?
Fourth Saturday
video hop.
Yeah.
That was a video hop. It wasn't a live hop. It was a video hop yesterday morning. And then on Friday, on the second Friday of the month, we're doing a live hop on the second Friday. So now, see, you're not going to be able to see this paint unless I get something brighter. So I sort of want to see if it's going to, what it's going to do as far as how it's going to make it stiff or not. I think we'll go for this one.
Okay.
Yeah, it actually shows up more on camera than it does to me.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can see it for sure.
Yeah. Now I just dumped paint, so there's quite a lot in there. And see what it's not doing, it's staying all in one place. It is not bleeding across like it does in the woven fabrics. So we'll see what happens with this. Ooh, I got a lot of paint, a lot of water in there. Gonna have to.
I know y'all, oh, well, you can see it a little bit. I was going to say, y'all probably can't see what I'm doing, but I decided to put the white down first and then sprinkle the green and blue on top and see.
Oh, what happens? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think we're going to put a little more yellow in there. I got a lot of water in that.
I'm going to use up the rest of my blue and green paint and my white paint right here on this piece of fabric, and then I'm done.
Okay, Randy, that's the. Enjoy your dinner.
Bye-bye, Randy. Thanks for coming.
Yeah. Is that your last piece of fabric?
It's my last piece that I have ready to go on, on butcher paper and everything.
Uh-huh.
I have a lot more fabric. I could pull out some more. I just
Well, that you know, you don't want to get too many pieces because then you got to try to find places to get it dry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
There's
do
no,
actually one more spot since I moved one of them, so I
uh,
could get out one more. Um,
um, I think this is going to more of the paint's just sitting here. I don't think it's going to travel
yeah, it's
away.
probably better for jelly printing.
Uh-huh. But you know, it's a piece of fabric that okay, so what am I going to do with this? Um,
Yes, say it's double knit. You're not going to use it for anything else.
oh, actually, it makes really good inside pillows if you're making like if you want to make a floor pillow with some kind of special fabric or something,
Uh-huh.
or you're making okay, I have recovered chairs and a lot of time like dining room chairs, and I do not like to put my decorative fabric as the top layer. I like to put a layer of fabric and then the decorative fabric. Now it's got to be something I would probably use it upside down so that it's just a dark fabric. Um, but it softens the edges when you're trying to make that kind of thing, like when you're trying to cover something. Um, so I have used it, you know, before for that kind of stuff. Um,
I'm hoping that this white will act kind of like gesso, and that the green and the blue will react differently to the fabric that's not white, and then you know what I mean. The fabric
mhm.
that's not painted white than it does to the fabric that is painted white, and maybe it'll give me a more fun look. I don't know.
Okay, I am going to just see what happens when I put paint directly on this piece of fabric. It is going to dry stiff no matter what I do because it's soaked into there. It's just, well, maybe not. Maybe I will just put, I don't know, this light green maybe. Also, you've been pretty much using just your Dollar Tree paints, right?
That's the only thing I've used except the copper,
Okay, well,
and
because
it was this.
yeah, different qualities of the craft paint does do different stuff.
Yeah,
So we'll find
I
out
decided
about
just to stick with this and see
yeah.
what they would do
Um,
because they were easy.
well, and they're thin, so
Yeah, that was my thought. They're already thin, which makes it easier to thin down, and they
mhm,
got a lot of color for how thin they are. So
right. Hmm. Um, this is really interesting that green is not showing up at all because it's watered down. So we'll find out what it looks like tomorrow. It might not be dry because it may take a long time for it to dry. I'm thinking though that what we need is mm,
okay, I don't know if y'all can see how interesting this is, but the white is coming back up through the colors.
through the colors. Ooh, that's
Yeah,
pretty.
I think it's going to be really nice. I may have to stop before I get rid of my blue because I don't
Yes,
want it to
because
completely take over.
it will take over.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, this is also the one of the most ugly pieces of fabric I have in my stash. So, well, maybe not. It's hard telling. So covering it up with paint does not hurt my feelings.
And if you don't like it, you really haven't lost anything. So
That's right. Other than shelf space that was
but you
taken
need
up
it
by
anyway.
yeah, I've actually gained shelf space, so not lost a thing. So, oh, that's really pretty, Lisa.
Oh, I think this is my favorite one.
Uh-huh. Yep, yep. Ooh, and I can see a puddle over there on the left-hand side. Right there, yep. That's going to do some interesting things.
Oh, let's do this.
Ooh, but you may not want to do that. It might ruin it. You never know.
It won't.
I won't. Okay, you promise.
It won't. It looks gorgeous.
Okay. Okay, guys. I think what we're going to do is go early because I know that I usually stay on a little later, but I'm tired too. And I know that Lisa needs to go rest so that she's ready to come back on tonight. And I want to be there when she does come on. So, don't you think, Lisa?
Yes, I do. I think.
Okay.
I do think.
Yeah. Deal? Okay. Yes, Barbara, you could say that without hurting my feelings. At the moment, I do not like this at all. This is just yuck. That's all there is to it. It's just plain old yuck. Now
We can treat it like under paper and just keep adding to it every time you have empty extra paint.
Well, that's the thing. The other thing is that when I jelly plate on it, if it's dry and I go to jelly plate on it, then the jelly plate paint will actually sit on the surface of it more because it's got that other paint in it. I was just trying to see what the paint would do. Honestly, I just put straight paint on there.
Yeah.
Look.
I like what the white paint did.
Mm-hmm.
Because it just kind of embeds itself, but you can still see the print. And the red does the same thing. It's just
that's just straight paint onto this fabric, and it's doing that.
Yeah.
It's going right through. So, it's just a matter of playing with it and see what happens. So we'll play with that piece of fabric.
So y'all be on my channel tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, and you can see. We'll first show what all these look like, and then we'll start jelly plating on top of them. I just have to pull this in so you can see.
Yeah, that is beautiful.
I think that's just the most awesome piece of fabric ever. If it dries in time, I think I'm going to scan it.
I certainly would not paint over it with the jelly plate.
No, I think it's perfect just like it is.
Yeah, now that may dry totally different than you think.
That's true. And if so, we can always paint over it.
Right. Yeah. But Susan's back finally, and we're getting ready to go. So,
Susan.
So nice. I really do enjoy this painting session. I'm really going to want to try it when you get the material for it. Teresa, the thing I would look for material is I'd hit the thrift store and buy an old sheet.
That's what this is an old thrift store sheet.
Yeah, and I just didn't have any.
$1.50 will get you a lot of fabric.
Right.
As a store sheet.
And I probably have some, but it was buried, and this other stuff was out. Plus, I have all that fabric that I have already painted. So, but tomorrow night, Lisa's channel, 6 p.m. Central Time, I will be over there with her, and we are going to jelly plate on some of these pieces of fabric that we painted today.
Plus, and some other fabric.
Yeah, and some other fabric. So we're going to jelly plate tomorrow night. And, excuse me. Yours is so much prettier than mine. And
well, I'm sure you could put something else there that would look.
Yeah, prettier. That means I have to go to the other room and get it. So,
well, that's not worth it.
And then Tuesday and Thursday, we're going to stencil, stamp, and continue to add decoration to our pieces of fabric. Just so y'all know.
Layers.
Yes, we're going to make layers, but we're going to make it on fabric this time and see what happens. And then we kind of have an idea of something we want to play with, but we wanted to play with this part first. So we'll tell you more about that when we know more about that.
So
That-
get your paint out and some fabric, an old sheet. You probably have one in your drawer somewhere.
Well,
Get out an old sheet. It doesn't even have to be a white sheet.
no,
Paint on it.
no.
And
Put some
then
paint on
when
it.
we do this project, in whenever it is, you'll be ready.
Was that white paint they said that you put down on them cheap first?
Yes, it was.
On
My
on,
white paint, I'm
Lisa's
sorry, was
one.
this.
Okay.
I thought it was but this was the other one. I didn't have the white of the Dollar Tree down. This is 50 cents at Walmart.
Yeah.
About as cheap paint as you can buy.
Right. The big thing I will tell you is the freezer paper. That is the big thing, because you've got to have something that the fabric's going to peel off of, because if you put acrylic paint on freezer paper, when the fabric dries, it will peel off. Now there might be some paint left on there, and what I usually do, it'll be all dry, and then I took a paper towel and some water and cleaned that paint off of there the last time, so that I could continue to reuse my
I was gonna say
papers.
the freezer paper is the most expensive part of this whole project.
Yes.
But you can use it over and over and over for other projects. So
right. And that's also what I lay on my floor when I'm laying out my
I only put white paint down first on this one.
Right. Yeah.
This is the only one I did white first.
I didn't mean to say cheap. I meant it to say sheet. Yes. Lisa's been using a piece of white sheeting. That's what that piece is.
I've had a few pieces that were linen, but most of these are just a white sheet.
Yeah, and most of what I painted on today was fabric out of like the wedding dress or old curtains. So the one thing about acrylic paint is it will go down on things that are not cotton. That's the biggest thing, is that when I wanted to dye some fabric to use, the piece of fabric I happened to have was polyester blend, and it doesn't dye well. So I used one step I didn't.
Yes, the glossy side.
Okay, we did not press them, Barbara. We just laid them out on there. You can press them, and it will add stability to the. You can press your cotton fabrics to it, but you don't want to press polyester fabrics to it,
or it'll glue itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, all of mine were very wrinkledy fabrics. I just laid them on there, and they look nice. I mean, the paint, wet paint, kind of flattens them out. But, oops.
Yeah, Barbara, we did not iron them down. No, I just laid them out on my papers because I use polyester fabrics, so you can't iron them to it. If you wanted to paint it very, very carefully, you might, but we did not. And Teresa is actually asking about the J by Journaling by Fives, Lisa. Jamie Fox, her phone is just giving her heck.
Oh, is there a particular thing that is used, or you just put it down? Are you talking about for your substrate? Because I used pieces of like mat board, because I had some that I got at the thrift store in a bag of junk, and there were exactly 20 of them, and they were a nice little size. You can use anything. You can use. A lot of people do it in a composition book. Some people do it in a regular journal. I like to do it on regular independent pieces of paper, not bound in a book. Tanya's the same way. But you can do it on anything, and then the prompts. No, this is not ironed, Julie. We did not iron it onto the freezer paper. We just laid it on top. This is just to keep the paint from getting all over everywhere else.
Yeah, I just laid my piece of freezer paper down. I just laid my piece of fabric down. The deal is, you need the freezer paper because you've got to lay this fabric out on something that it will not stick to. So I'd laid the freezer paper down, laid the fabric down, painted it. That way I could pick up the whole thing and take it elsewhere.
Oh,
then
hi,
you-
Holly.
Hi,
Sorry about your
Holly.
internet issues.
Oh, I'm sorry about hail.
Yeah.
That way you don't want to pick up your fabric until it's dry. If you do, you will change what it looks like on the back. Okay, so make sure your fabric is dry before you try to peel it off of your freezer paper. And it's only the only reason it's stuck is because there's paint sticking it down.
Yeah, mine didn't even stick to the freezer paper.
Right, and 90% of the time it will not. So now
I had so much fun doing this, Tanya. Thank you.
well, we're going to go, guys, and Lisa will see you later, and we'll see you tomorrow night, and we'll talk to you later, and hope you all have a wonderful evening.
Bye-bye. Love you all.
Love you all.